Many American asset managers have invested in Chinese businesses, including state-owned businesses. Diamond Hill Capital Management of Columbus, Ohio has roughly 8% of its portfolio invested in Chinese businesses. Senators Mark Rubio and Jeanne Shaheen have asked the Senate committee to take up their bill that would prevent the Federal Retirement Thrift Investment Board from directing billions of dollars in retirement assets to an index fund that includes Chinese companies. The Thrift Savings Plan is the retirement plan for 5.6 million federal employees and members of the uniformed services. Much of this money was invested in an index which was comprised 8% of Chinese firms. According to the Department of Defense report to Congress on China's military strength, China has taken advantage of what they refer to as a period of strategic opportunity, while internal politics in the U.S. are fragmented. The CCP is utilizing a number of tools to realize their goal of becoming the dominant world power within the next 2 decades. They align civil and defense technology to modernize their military, a goal being supported by such programs as Made in China 2025, which seeks to replace foreign technology with domestic technology and to move China up the value chain in manufacturing. Since 2003, the PLA, the People's Liberation Army, has employed the 3 warfare strategy, comprised of psychological warfare, public opinion warfare, and legal warfare. As part of this strategy, China conducts influence operations against cultural institutions, media businesses, academic institutions, and the policy communities of the United States and other countries. To this end, China often recruits, wittingly or unwittingly, Chinese citizens or ethnic Chinese, citizens of other countries, to advance CCP objectives. And this may be through soft power and influence, but may go as far as coercion and blackmail, sometimes forcing or convincing people to commit espionage. The PRC steadily increases its own regional standing by creating new multinational organizations, institutions, and projects which it leads, such as the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, which used to be called OBOR, One Belt, One Road. Additionally, there's the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIIB, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, and others. All these projects and goals require cash. China uses its economic growth to loan money to developing countries through the Belt and Road Initiative and through its various multilateral agreements and institutions as a way of increasing its political influence. In the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, for example, through economic influence, China has been able to coerce some members, such as Cambodia and the Philippines, to all but relinquish their claims to the South China Sea, an international shipping lane which China is attempting to dominate. Beijing has militarized the disputed Spratly Islands, which are also claimed by Taiwan, Vietnam, Malaysia, and the Philippines. China challenges freedom of navigation in these waters, which, if successful, will give them an unfair economic and trade advantage as well as a strategic military advantage. In addition to oil and gas reserves, the waters are extremely important to commercial fishing operations. South China Sea is one of the most heavily traveled shipping lanes in the world, with as many as 270 ships per day passing through. Supertanker traffic is larger here than in the Suez Canal, with 25% of the world's crude oil shipping through. And a significant portion of the money China needs to modernize and expand its navy and to build its overseas military institutions comes from U.S. institutional investment managers such as Yu Bunmeng, Chief Investment Officer, CIO of the California Public Employees Retirement System. Congressman Jim Banks has urged the U.S. government to investigate Yu Bunmeng for his ties to the Communist Party of China. Yu Bunmeng is part of the Thousand Talents program and worked for China State Administration of Foreign Exchange, SAFE, until 2015. SAFE is a China state agency which manages $3.1 trillion in China's foreign exchange assets. Many of Yu's investment decisions have raised eyebrows, such as investing California state retirement funds in Chinese companies guilty of human rights violations and those which manufacture supplies and do research for the Chinese military. And these investments were made at the behest of Yu Bunmeng. According to a U.S. Justice Department document about the investigation, the California State Retirement Fund holds $3.1 billion worth of shares in 172 different Chinese companies, many of which are complicit in the Chinese Communist Party's human rights abuses and act against the United States' interest, including China Shipbuilding Industry Corp., the largest manufacturer of China's Navy ships, Hikvision, the company that provides Xinjiang with its surveillance tools, and China Communication Construction Company, which is the largest builder in China's Belt and Road Initiative. Now, at the beginning of this video, I made a promise that you would hear this phrase repeatedly, and here it is again. By allowing China access to U.S. capital and trade markets, the U.S. is funding the CCP. I'm Dr. Antonio Graceffo, and thank you for tuning in to China Economic Research. You can get my books at Amazon.com. I write about the Chinese economy and wrestling and martial arts around Asia. You can also follow me on Twitter. I tweet about the Chinese economy and Mongolian economy. If you enjoy this video, please click like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Dr. Antonio Graceffo. See you next time on China Economic Research.